I can still see him now, majestically gliding through the ocean, oblivious to my presence. I began staring in wonder at the delicate detail of its huge black eyes and pulsating gill slits. The sea temperature was a pleasant 28 degrees and the visibility was excellent. I was diving with a Swedish couple and a dive master called Tong, and the plan was simple and not unusual for dives at Monad. We were to descend to the base of the anchor line and swim the 6 meters or so to the edge of the drop-off. Once there, we were to lay flat on the ocean floor and wait for the action. Those with cameras were warned not to use the flash, as this would startle the sharks and they will immediately swim away. Tong has been a dive master here for over 7 years and has never missed seeing a thresher on any of his dives. This, I thought, was another good omen. Today, though, would be the first dive that Tong has ever missed a thresher, and as a twist of irony, it would be one that swam just 3 feet from him. As my past experiences of diving at Monad had consisted of around 5 hours of laying on my stomach, looking endlessly into an abyss of dark black nothingness, I really wasn't expecting to see a 9-foot Thresher Shark with a 3-foot tail the second I let go of the anchor line. I was in my trainee Divemaster mode and was concentrating more on making sure the Swedish couple were coming down the line safely behind me. They both gave me a confident OK sign, at which point I turned my head to look where Tong was. He was about 7 feet in front of us, heading towards the drop-off, and about 3 feet behind him and 4 feet in front of me was my first thresher. To be honest, it scared the living shit out of me, and I jumped back, a bit like if someone had just shouted boo very loudly in a dark room. Well, that's a fairly weak comparison really, as I could literally feel the shit running behind my knee, which is quite a big deal in a 3mm neoprene wetsuit, let me tell you. The beast wasn't there for long, as an animal that size need only move its body very slightly and the resulting propulsion ensures its passing is swift. Once I got over the initial shock and surprise of having a shark of that size so close to me, I began staring in wonder at the delicate detail of its huge black eyes and pulsating gill slits. Its large pectoral fins stretched out from its body like 2 huge wings on a Boeing 747, and the massive tail which sets them apart from any other species whipped through the water like Indiana Jones was holding the other end of it. The tail seemed to flutter and crack with each balletic stroke of the shark's massive bulk, and within a few short seconds, it was gone. It didn't matter that the actual time I spent in such close waters to that shark was so short, as the mind has a wondrous capability of freeze-framing things and making other things happen in slow motion. I can still see him now, majestically gliding through the ocean, oblivious to my presence. When I finally snapped out of the hypnotic trance that watching his tail had caused, I noticed Tong turn round and look at me. I pointed excitedly where the shark had just gone and it became clear that he had missed it. I looked to the Swedish couple to see if they had witnessed what I had. They both gave me a double OK sign, which I took to mean that they had. I love being in the sea, and moments like that make it all the more special. We saw 2 other sharks during the same dive, circling the cleaning station around 15 meters away from us. I'm not sure whether either of them were the same shark, but I didn't really care. That was easily the most exhilarating thing I've seen underwater so far, and I can't wait to go back tomorrow morning for another encounter. Speaking of which, it's getting late, so I'm going to bed. I hope the cocks keep quiet tonight. I'm really very tired. Chat to you when I can, Wall. I miss you. Rich.